I am looking for some more manageable side quests to do in Pillars of Eternity. And the one that caught my eye was The Long Hunt. Sagani, a dwarf from the southern island of Nasatak, has come to the Deerwood searching for the reincarnation of Persak, an elder from her village. She's been journeying for 5 years now. The other villagers gave her Persak's Adra figurine, which contains a piece of his soul. She's been using it to track him, but it's gotten harder to pinpoint his location as she's gotten closer. When she learned that I'm a watcher, she asked for my help. When Sagani is traveling with me, my unique sensitivities will allow me to see traces of where Persak, or whoever he is now, has been. When I examined the bare statuette, I felt as though I were standing atop cliffs overlooking the water. Persak, whoever he is now, must be here. Now, I've been sort of looking around maps, trying to find a place that I hadn't been before, and I ended up going to... where am I? I'm at the Stormwall Gorge, and it turned out I hadn't really explored this whole place. I think because it was dangerous the last time I was here. There's like feral druids and elder lions here, which I've been killing as I've been walking around. And, anyway, I stumbled upon this guy here, Hiravias, who is sort of standing at atop of a cliff, which is, I assume, overlooking some water. So I immediately thought, hey, I wonder if this is the guy. The very guy that I'm supposed to meet. And so here I am, going to talk to Hiravius, who appears to have just killed an antelope or something. Chewing on a piece of uncooked meat, a small Orlan dressed in tattered leathers offers a mumbled greeting and waves his hand. Despite his pleasant smile, the upper right portion of his face is in a sorry state. An eye patch stitched with a stylized eyeball wraps around his head. And his ear is a mangled remnant that twitches and spasms while the other ear perks up at your approach. Next to him is the splayed carcass of a deer that appears ripped open by a bear or wolf. You hear a gurgling rumble next to you. Sagani places her hand on her stomach. Her eyes are on the carcass. Still fresh. Itumak's pink tongue lolls out of his mouth.
If this is your deer, you need a new game warden. Name's Hiravius. Hungry? I can't eat all this. First catch of the day, help yourself.
He smiles. Bits of sinew and tendon dangle from his bloody lips. His one good eye twinkles. Taking a step back, he spreads his arms wide, presenting the carcass to you. So, what killed that deer?
One ornery Stelgar. Though looking at the deer's insides, it had a malformed but delicious heart, and would have been dead within the year regardless. Gallowayne chose a fitting end for this fine animal. Pardon me, I shouldn't pray with my mouth full.
He bows his head to the deer, starts to breathlessly chant, but then stops abruptly. So, what brings you here?
Other than the delicious venison? New trees to document, new animals to sketch, new sights to be seen. I've learned as much as I can from the druids of my circle. I'd rather wander and learn than take root and stagnate.
Okay.
So if you're traveling to Deerwood and need another set of hands, I'd welcome the safety of a group.
Go on.
I'm trained by the celebrants of Hawk and Ivy of the Fisher Crane tribe. I know more than my share of nature magic, and, well, I don't shy away from a good fight.
An impish smile overcomes his face.
I have business with the druids that live near Twin Elms. So long as we find ourselves there eventually, I'm happy to follow along.
Oh, well, you're welcome to join us.
Splendid! It'll be an honor to run with a pack for a change.
Huh. Well, that's interesting. He's a druid. I say, let's dismiss Aloth,
Farewell.
and let this druid hang out with us for a while. He's level 11 too, just like the rest of us. So then...
Need something? As a peripatetic loner, I'm not privy to the latest news, but the Hollowborn Children is a tale that has reached even my reclusive ears. Or, rather, ear.
And what do the Glanfathan druids think of this plight?
It's been a long time since I've spoken with my circle. They'd probably tell you what I'd tell you. This plight was most certainly the consequence of someone trespassing into Nguithan places, not meant for folk. I mean, what else other than the gods could inflict punishment of such impressive scale?
And what are your thoughts on the Hollowborn?
Anytime a life is separated from its soul, I wanted to pretend it was just a rumor when I first heard of it. In my youth, I'd cursed the dear Woodens for being ignorant to spoilers that breed out of control. But soulless babies? What heartless gods would inflict that kind of tragedy? No parent or child deserves to be a part of that horror.
Let's talk of other matters. It's too painful to talk about.
Need something?
Tell me about yourself.
My second favorite subject.
He runs his fingers through his scalp, preening his fur.
What would you like to know?
How did you come to be trained as a druid? And the voice acting stops. Hiravius thumbs his half-shredded ear and thinks to himself for several seconds. Well, it wasn't entirely by choice. Not at the start, at least. My ambition was to be a hunter. I merely arrived by a different trail. As a child, an Animfath came to visit. An honored guest as occasion for a grand chase, but I was left out, instructed instead to be a cupbearer to the old wise one while the rest were on hunt. I'm sure you can guess what happens. Wise Animfath gives dumb child a shred of attention. We ended up talking until the hunters returned. He gave me... His hands dart across his body, scouring the pockets and folds of his tunic. He gave me, this. He presents a rusted iron medallion fashioned in the likeness of a hound's head, a common icon amongst the frontiersmen, explorers, and other seekers faithful to the Galawain. The Animfath insisted I be trained, and none in my village would defy him. Now, he smiles broadly, I don't need a bow to hunt. Oh, interesting. Where are you from originally?
My mother's crotch. You?
Ha, ha. I meant, from what land? Oh god, what a coincidence. I meant, from what land do you hail?
I grew up in Glonfoth, specifically in and around Thane Bog. My people, the Fisher Crane tribe, are migrant stewards of the land. I've walked the whole of Glonfoth many times.
Alright, what's the story behind the symbol of whale on your eye patch? Whale is known as the eyeless face, so his symbol seemed a good fit for my eye patch. He absent-mindedly runs his finger along the strap of the patch band. Whale iconography is rather popular in my home tribe, but it seems he is not as widely venerated here in the Deerwood. I remember thinking that if I consecrated my eye to he who obfuscates and reveals, then maybe with enough devotion, Whale would make use of the old ruined thing. He pulls on the eye patch strap and lets it go with a loud snap. So if you think you see me staring at rumps and cleavage, it's really just the will of Whale controlling my gaze. Honest. Okay, what's your relationship with Galawain? I was raised as a disciple of the Seeker God. He is the champion of the hunt, be it the simple struggle for sustenance or the scholarly pursuit of knowledge. In my older years, I've found... he cuts himself off, shakes his head, and starts again. Life has shown me I am more suited to the ways of Whale. The furious hunt for knowledge often outpaces the journey to real understanding. Druids are known for changing into animals. What sort of creatures can you become? He takes a half step backward as you ask the question. All sorts of things. All sorts of things, he says quietly with a long, uncomfortable gaze. Hiravius stares at you blankly, arms folded. Let's discuss something else. That's an unusually terse response from you. What are you holding back?
It's a long story, and I haven't really told it before to an outsider, so bear with me. I struggled with spirit shifting, the final rite of passage in my druidic training. I prayed to Galawain for insight, and, in the style of seekers of old, went to the forest, alone, to ask for guidance. Then I got my answer, an answer at least, in the form of a vibrantly colored Stelgar that pounced from the underbrush and made a salient demonstration of its capacity to eat things 1/15 its size.
Let me guess, the beast knocked some sense into you?
I should disembowel you for talking to me in that tone of voice. But you happen to be entirely correct. As the beast was lopping off bits of my handsomeness, I remember trying to fight back, swinging with arms too short to reach. I felt I had the energy for one last swipe at the beast's nose, and when I lashed out with a punch, my arm felt twice as massive, and my fingers sprouted talons. In a rush of power, I shifted into a mirror of my assailant. Apparently, he couldn't pick on someone his own size. By the battle's end, his severed arm was in my maw. The beast limped away in defeat.
Well, that's quite an impressive tale. I thought learning to spirit shift will win me some respect. Maybe trap myself an Ediran lass with a lust for little men. Alas, I might have been better off staying a novice. When I wandered back to my village, they saw my wounds and asked what had happened. I showed them. The name they called my form was the Autumn Stelgar. And, His mouth opens, but he hesitates for a long moment before choosing his words. And, they were not impressed. The Rio of my circle believe the Autumn Stelgar to be a heinous abomination. It is said that if it eats you, your soul is invariably lost. As this was my first and most intuitive form, they deemed me a carrier of its evil. Even though I never so much as threatened my kin, I was ruled unfit and cast out. Hiravius sighs, scratching his scarred face. I don't know what message Galawain was trying to send. The only lesson I learned was that the Seeker God will punish you for seeking. So wait, you're some sort of soul cannibal? Hiravius stares at you with a frown before covering his face in his hands. No. At least I think not. I've never actually sat down and eaten an entire person to find out. I'm not that curious to find out. So you didn't choose your spirit-shifting form? No. It chose me. Or so I imagine. I always assumed I would shift into a stoat. Seems more true to my nature. He points to the embossed pattern of whale on his eye patch. As the obscured teaches, when the answer is inscrutable, one must be content to ponder the question. Were you at least recognized as a proper druid? His brow furrows. No, but I know I passed an initiation rite 5 times more perilous than any of those kin betrayers that insisted I was a failure. So, can you learn to spirit shift into something, less terrifying? Already can, and sometimes do, he says with a beaming smile that quickly returns to a scowl. But the druids of my circle assign great meaning to one's first form. I'll always be unclean to them. Well, thank you for sharing your story.
Well, if you don't know me, you can't trust me. And if you can't trust me, odds are low you'll leap in front of a flying arrow to save my life.
True enough.
I've been meaning to visit the druids of Twin Elms to see if they know more about my spirit shift. If our journey takes us there, perhaps they can enlighten me with more information about the Autumn Stelgar. But for now, maybe we can talk about something less depressing?
I want to hear more about Galawain and Whale. He stares at you blankly with his one eye. Oh, not sure what more there is to say on the subject, unless you were itching for a religious debate. Tell me more about your thoughts on Whale. I came to know Whale in earnest in the first year of my exile. I asked myself why Galawain would punish me for asking questions. What just and fair god would punish me for doing as he asks? Questioning why I had been mauled just drove me mad. At the height of my worry, I would have dreams where I only saw with my injured eye. My healthy eye became blind in my dreams. He lifts up the eye patch to gently itch at the socket. You catch a quick glimpse of a puckered and scarred abscess under the whale-embroidered patch. So one afternoon I stitched a stylized eye motif on the patch. I like to think of it as my self-initiation rite into the Brotherhood of Whale. Whale is not an instructive or overbearing deity. He does not freely dispense wisdom and expects all of us to question and explore with our own minds. Whale reminds me that curiosity is being receptive to any and all truths, not hunting for any one answer. Has Whale ever actually spoken directly to you, or sent you a sign? No, never directly. Which is as it should be, given what he represents. I especially like how Whale never sends wild beasts to maul me, but maybe I have low expectations of such things. Oh, well, let's speak of something else. On second thought, some other time. Your loss. A new quest. My traveling companion Hiravius, My traveling companion, Hiravius, has indicated a desire to speak with the druids that live in and around the Twin Elms. Hiravius is no longer welcome in his own tribe due to their fear of his spirit form, the Autumn Stelgar. He would welcome the insight of the druids from another tradition, preferably traditions that do not have such a hostile reaction to the creature. Well, we have yet another side quest. I wasn't really intending to start a side quest, to start a different side quest. I certainly wasn't intending to find a new companion. I was trying to complete another side quest, and now I have a new side quest. Well, while we're doing this one, let's see if we can find these druids. I mean, I imagine that if I go to the edge of the map, I can just travel to the Twin Elms and find these druids. The Twin Elms. Where are the Twin Elms? Oh, the Twin Elms is a region full of many different maps. It could be anywhere. Well, I guess we can start with Oldsong. I think that's the entry point, I think. Let's look for some druids in Oldsong.
Before I knew it, the Stelgar was on top of me, and I was face down in the dirt.
Arrow to the throat. That stops him.
What? No! I was spirit shifted, and she was in heat, so I aimed for the throat, but not with an arrow.
Okay. So where are these druids? Hylia's Shrine. I do not know where to go. I feel like I should look this up in a wiki, because I will just never find these things. If I just wander around on my own, I'll never find them in a million years. Well, I just walked into this place called Galawain's Maw, because I couldn't remember what it was. And apparently I couldn't remember it because I haven't been here before. So, that's cool. This huntress sizes you up with a casual glance. They seemed sort of druidy sounding. This hunter of the fangs moves with cat-like grace. The hunter gives you a stiff nod. Who's in charge around here? Galawain is a god of both hunter and prey.
Arensi has no right to defend that cowering cat in the back of the maw.
Then track her down and tell her yourself.
Come to see the great Awarenos, Estremor? He's out for a hunt, but he'll be back. Unlike that lioness, he doesn't stay cooped up in here for long.
Why can't Ornos go and fight the lioness?
Because she holes up at the back of the maw, surrounded by her pride and the natural hazards of this place. It's not the proper way to meet a challenger. She's got to come out and face Awarenos to keep her claim. Anyway, her prime is past. Putting that old beast down would be a mercy at this point.
What are you even doing here?
We wait for the big confrontation, but the wait grows exhausting. While Sul hides in the back of the maw, Awarenos is denied his victory, and we're all denied the champion we deserve.
I have no idea what any of you are talking about. Goodbye. Somebody's hiding in the back of the maw. Destin, can you explain any of this?
Kareth, this is no place for sightseeing, even for you. The beasts of Galawain's Maw are dangerous, and now more than ever.
What's wrong with the beasts?
They won't fight.
What's wrong with that?
It is not Galawain's way, and it is not the way of the Maw.
The Maw has always been home to one great predator. Every so often, a challenger comes along, and the two battle for territory. But Sul remains in her den, and Awarenos can't confront her there. Now 2 mighty predators and their kin hunt from the same stock. It's thinning the herds, and it's thinning patience around here too. He resumes his pacing, and this waiting. It's not the deliberate, watchful waiting of a hunter lying in ambush. It's stagnation, tedium, hoping for something to happen. But I'm powerless to act. One half of the fangs will cry favoritism if I try to drag the lioness out myself. Would you favor Sul or Awarenos? I see both sides. Sul's cunning is unmatched, but Awarenos is the mightier of the two. Both embody traits prized by Galawain. I want to know about the 2 predators. There's never been a more cunning hunter than Sul, but some say she's losing her edge. Awarenos, on the other hand, is all edge, and many of our number think he's the rightful successor. His fingers drum a restless rhythm on his thigh. Blood simmering. It's going to boil over if a little doesn't spill soon. Well, I'm an unbiased outsider. I could look into it. And a fierce one from the looks of you. He scratches his cheek. No harm in letting you try, I suppose. Anything's better than this endless waiting. If you can somehow bring this to a resolution, these tensions will end. If not, the beast will make short work of you. He gives you a heavy iron key. We don't normally permit outsiders to venture into the maw, but you understand that you do so at your own risk, and Sul's lions are likely to attack intruders on sight. Still, perhaps you can coax her into fighting the bear. Do whatever you can to end this stalemate. Okay. Goodbye. The old queen and the new king. 2 mighty hunters, a lioness and a bear, wait in a deadlock. They face off but do not fight. It falls to me to resolve this stale conflict one way or another. What? I feel like this might have been related to gaining one of the gods' favor. Let's just go into the maw, I guess. Quick save. Come on, guys, let's go. Let's go fight a bear and a lioness, I guess. Oh. Here we go, fighting. Oh, Drem's taking a beating here, suddenly. This seems more difficult than I anticipated. Let's do some crowd control. Let's also do some healing. Endurance. Armor of Faith, please. And also Durance, some healing. Lions are going down. They seem like they're fighting to me. I don't see any problem with them fighting each other. Oh, Pellegrina's just standing there. Whoops. That's what I get for doing crowd control on the last enemy standing. They don't seem so bad. What was the problem? Let's get the mushrooms.
Of course.
Why does this feel like it's going to turn into a very, very long quest that I wasn't really intending to do? Is my goal just to kill everybody? That seems easy enough. Whoa! Orlin. Drem. Disarm trap, please. Shh. Well, that looks like a cliff. Another trap. Disarmed. Another trap. Uh-oh. Enemies. Drem, disarm that trap. Before something bad happens. Alright, we got him.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Another trap. Somebody doesn't want us in here. These enemies, probably. Oh, I don't have an Aloth with me. out. We win again. I am struggling not to sneeze. I turned off the AI there at the end so that it wouldn't do a crowd control. Well, an encounter. A thick, snarled tangle of dagger-sharp thorns and vines has grown across this passage. As you look on, the entire wall of vegetation seems to move, almost like it were breathing. Thick coils of vines twist and writhe across the gap with a quiet rustle of foliage. I will examine the vines. Through the gaps in the twisting vegetation, you catch brief glimpses of what seems to be a wide circular chamber. From time to time, you catch sight of tawny hides, and the rustling of the vines is briefly obscured by low growls. Let's try to sneak through. You find a brief opportunity as two vines move in opposite directions, clearing a path, and carefully step forward. You hold your breath as you move through, careful not to brush even the smallest leaf on the branches around you. Despite your best efforts, you find your shoulder jammed against a flowering branch, and a vine suddenly darts for your legs with unnatural speed. You quickly leap clear and use the momentum to roll away from the wall. You step out into the next chamber. Oh, we did it. It's a lion clanswoman. And a big lion. An elven woman intercepts you as you advance into the lair. Behind her is the largest lioness you've ever seen, a sleek beast with fangs as long as carving knives. The woman blocks your path to the lioness, seemingly at ease around the monster. This is Sul's domain, Estramor. She shall not leave it for Awarenos or any other challenger. Awarenos, I mean. So why does Sul refuse to face Awarenos? Awarenos is welcome to confront her here, as many challengers have in the past. What the bear's supporters want is for Sul to leave her lair and fight in the open, where he has an advantage. But why should she? If Sul has an advantage here, it's one she's earned. Would anyone expect to blunt the bear's claws in order to even the odds? The Lord of the Hunt gives unique advantages to each. It's not for us to decide that some of them are worth less than others. The lioness gives you a low growl, and Irency smiles. Also, Sul has recently given birth to cubs. They're small now, but when they grow, they'll be mightier than either Sul or Awarenos. But if Sul is killed in combat, that bear will tear her young to shreds. Such is the way of the wild. Her legacy is too valuable to perish this way. If we truly want the mightiest of beasts in the maw, then her cubs must grow to maturity. What are you doing here with Sul? Sul, not Sul. Sul. She looks at the lion with something between fondness and admiration. Defending the rightful champion of Galawain's Maw. Awarenos' supporters would have her ousted in favor of a bear that isn't strong enough to come and seize this territory on its own. Oh, well, okay. Well, I'll deal with Awarenos, I guess. Good. That bear isn't nearly as strong as Einden and his followers think. If someone were to prove just how easily that bear can be killed, that would cure everyone of their delusions about it. Hiravius glares at you with a worried smirk. I wonder what Galawain will think of all this. His great lioness gets someone else to deal with her challenger. He falls silent for a moment before becoming instantly cheerful. And I think I would love to watch someone other than me offend the Seeker God. I can't wait to see how he tests them for their lack of decisiveness. Ooh. Stomp, stomp, stomp. The bear has arrived. Here he comes. Okay, well, how do I get out of here? A dense tangle of thorns blocks the path. The vines twitch and wriggle. Am I allowed to escape? I guess I need to go kill the bear. Out of the way, elder lions. Passing through. Ah! Wow, I stepped all over the trap and it didn't go off. Cool.
I'll stay out of sight.
Oh, so I see by going in the back way I was able to talk to them. Cool. Alright, here we go. Going to fight a bear, I guess. I don't know how I ended up on this quest. Wasn't really intending to. Yeah, I'm here to fight the bear. Einden sighs, spinning his axe by the shaft. Too much waiting. Something's got to happen. Soon. Awarenos isn't the rifle champion.
If you stand on the side of that toothless old bag of bones, then you stand in my way.
He hefts his axe. The bear growls. Try me. Oh, they are trying me. They are in fact trying me. Alright. Reinforcing exhortation on Adra. Durance. Armor of Faith. On the back party here. Oh, Pallegina just went down. Alright, let's leave this running for a bit. Pallegina's in trouble. Let's do a second wind. Durance Healing Radiance. Or whatever it's called. Oh, he's frozen or something. Pallegina's taking a beating here.
What?
Alright, Durance is gonna cast a heal on Pallegina, if he's close enough. Okay, this feels... Is this going okay? Are we okay here? Can't really tell. Oh, I had the voice volume turned down that whole time. I think we're okay. Not too many left. Oh, Adir's in big trouble. Second wind, quick. Oh, that was close.
What?
Durance, Durance, give us a Barbs of Condemnation on Awarenos. Oh, we're paralyzed. Wait, we have something to protect against that, don't we? Petrified. We have a prayer against petrification, don't we? Prayer against treachery. Prayer against imprisonment. Yes. Let's do that on all of us. Please.
Breathe.
Oh, Pallegina's out on her own here. This is not good. Let's do a heal on Pallegina. Stand away from Awarenos. Durance. Okay, Pallegina. Awarenos is the only one left. I 2 max down. He's only injured. Okay, that's enough of the charming. No more charming, please. No more crowd control, just do damage. I think we're gonna win this. Quest updated the old queen and the new king. I've resolved the stalemate between the beasts. This one will want to know the outcome. The bear is dead. The lion is victorious.
Of course.
Destin. Where are you, Destin? There he is.
Still looking around? Watch your step. Tempers run hot around here, and not just among the animals.
I've dealt with the situation between Sul and Awarenos. And Sul remains champion. Many of the Fangs are gladdened to see her stay. Perhaps it's Galawain's way of telling us to remember our roots and prize our cunning as hunters. Thank you for your help, Caradith. May Galawain guide your path. Carid, whatever I called you. Take this with our thanks. He seems to suddenly remember something. You might visit Tir Evren to pray to the Lord of the Hunt. He sometimes grants special favors for those who prove themselves. Quest completed. The old queen and the new king. Well, I didn't really mean to do that. There's a book here about the Book of the Hunt, about Galawain and whatnot. I don't think I want to read all of that. Alright, bye everyone. I was looking for druids, not you guys, but I guess we're done now. Well, I did complete a side quest, but it was not the one that I was looking for. I started out attempting to find the guy that Sagani was looking for. Did not find that guy. Instead found Hiravias. And then I came over here to Oldsong to look for druids for Hiravius, and instead settled a dispute between a lion and a bear. And that is how things go in Pillars of Eternity. Never goes the way you think it's going to.